In the middle of culling our last wedding from August, and I'm going to start editing it tonight. So I thought I could bring you along and tell you about why I love Aftershoot. But first, I think it's important to explain why you want a culling software instead of just trying to import all of your images into Lightroom and then cull inside of that system. Out of all of the different culling softwares that we've tried, I like Aftershoot the most because it's AI powered. And beyond culling, you can also edit inside of the system with your predetermined settings. There's a lot of opportunities for one system, one program to be able to expedite your editing and culling process. When you get home from a shoot, you back up your photos just like normal onto an SSD, and then you just import into the system from there, and it will cull the photos for you while you walk away. You get a little email update that says like, hey, your cull is done, and then you get to go through and review all of their selections and decide if you agree or don't agree. It does sort through based on things like eyes open, blurriness, stuff like that. Basically just groups together a bunch of like images and chooses the one out of that group that it thinks is the best. You still go through your images. It's not like AI takes all of the work off of your hands. It does help you to be more decisive. But let's jump into the program and show you what that looks like. The way that Aftershoot works is it uses a couple of different colors to sort through your photos. Greens are the ones that they believe are the best. The red ones are the ones that they think are just a little bit blurry, but you should still go through. On the right, it shows you that all of the images for this wedding gallery was 5,500. The ones that they selected was 1840, and then you go through those 1840 and then you make a selection of which ones you want to edit. Let's just click into here, and when you are in this interface, you will notice that there's a progress bar down at the bottom, and you can navigate with your arrow keys on your keyboard from left to right. And as you do this, you'll notice that I'm just going through my grouping of duplicates on the right. Out of all of these detail photos, it did select this green one to be the best one. If I agree with them and I want to select that green one for my selections, you press the key D. If you go through and you realize that you actually selected two and you prefer one over the other, so this is a great example. We preferred one of the yellows. You would make that the D, and then you would go back and you would unselect the other one. When you do have all of your selections ready, you will click on My Selections, you will press Save Changes, and this is where you can go to the editing screen if you wanted to use Aftershoot to edit. At the time that we were editing the preview for this wedding back in August, I wasn't using Aftershoot to edit, so I'm gonna edit inside of Lightroom. Press Export. It's going to ask if I want to export this to Lightroom Classic, Lightroom, or one of the other editing apps. Lightroom is super intuitive and will recognize when there's duplicate files because I have don't import suspected duplicates checked up here on the right. So as it's going through the images that I did include in the preview and have already edited, it's going to tell me what my actual number of imports will be. And when I press import, it's just going to import the ones that I have yet to edit. Now it's building the smart previews and making sure that everything's all set up for my editing. As I go through and finalize edits, I will still cull out a few images inside of Lightroom because there is the feature where you can select one image and then you can like put it next to a grouping. If you want to know how to do this, you just select a grouping and then press the N key on your keyboard. The most common misconception when it comes to AI culling softwares is that people feel scared or trepidatious that the system will cull out some of their most artistic photos. And that is not the case. You still go through your images. Don't let the fear of the unknown or like the scariness of learning a new system keep you from learning something that could potentially save you a ton of time. We are lucky enough to be Aftershoot partners and ambassadors. And if you would like to kick us a commission because you want to invest in the system or try out the 30-day free trial, please use the code Chasing Sunset at checkout for a little bit of a promo and a little bit of a bonus to us. So thank you so much. As always, please ask me anything in the comments below. I'm so happy to help. Would like to create more content in the future, just showing off the system. So that way, if there is a need for a full tutorial, it's something that we can put together and maybe put on our YouTube or something. Okay.